Senator Faruqi, thank you. Senator Ayres.
Thanks, Madam Acting Deputy President. I was horrified but not surprised when I saw the terms of the MPI submitted by Senator Hanson. I was horrified and less surprised when I received a report about the contents of Senator Hanson's speech. I mean, how any person could watch the video of Mr Floyd's death, or indeed watch the video of Mr Dungay's death in Long Bay Prison, where they both said, over many, many minutes, "I can't breathe." How any person could watch that and reach the conclusion that that was an acceptable use of force is absolutely beyond me. I am frankly surprised by the approach that the government has taken to the MPI that's in front of us today. This was an opportunity to show that while a small number of senators want to use the alt-right talking points, that the majority of the parliament could recognise and listen and learn and show empathy and love and concern for our fellow citizens. But instead, what's happened is a decision to pit Australians against Australians. I have to say, I asked my staff to check our email inbox. Not one complaint, not any controversy about the rallies on the weekend. Why would you talk about funerals and cafes the way that Senator Seselja and Senator Chandler just did? Why would you— I have a friend whose wife died over the course of the COVID-19 period. Why would you pit his experience of having a very difficult funeral, unable to be attended by family and friends, against the experience of Aboriginal Australians and their families in custody? We have had 437 funerals that we didn't need to have. 437 grief-stricken families who could have been today with their loved ones who will never see them again. Why are we allowing in this place that kind of divisive rhetoric, that attempt to pit Australians against Australians? I will not condemn the people who attended the rallies on the weekend. And there's been a lot of focus on the rallies in our big capital cities. I just want to spend a little bit of time focusing on the rallies that happened in country towns in New South Wales. 5,000 people in Newcastle, 3,000 people in Byron Bay, 1,500 people in Wagga Wagga, 1,000 people in Lismore, 400 in Port Macquarie, hundreds and hundreds in Coffs Harbour, in Dubbo, in Grafton, in Broken Hill. Places where there are large Aboriginal communities, places where enormous effort has gone in from those communities, and indeed in many cases from local police, on improving the relationships between Aboriginal communities and the police force. And you know what? It takes a lot of courage for Aboriginal communities in those towns that have never really been big on rallies, never really been big on letting Aboriginal people speak up. It takes a lot of courage and a lot of determination, and I will not, like people on the other side of this chamber, condemn those Australians who have stood up. There was an opportunity for leadership today. There's been an opportunity for leadership over the course of the last week. And I thought actually that the Prime Minister got it right the first time, where he said that we should not seek to prohibit rallies. He said that would jar with most Australians. Well, I think that's right. When the New South Wales government sought to ban the rally that happened in Sydney. It fell over in the courts because it wasn't sustainable. It wasn't a sustainable proposition. Now, I think that the place that we've got to here, where we've shifted too easily because the politics of division suits some people, to indulging MPIs and resolutions like this, is a shame and a blight on this parliament. There are many places where great work is being done. In Burke, where the Marinuka Project, working with Aboriginal communities, working with the police force, fantastic outcomes in that community. In Redfern, Waterloo, where I live, very important work. And yes, what happened the other day was a setback, but very important work by community leaders. What those communities need, what Australia needs, is leadership from this parliament. Implement the recommendations of the Royal Commission. Take all the steps that are required to be taken to resolve this problem.
Senator McKim.